Hello lovelies. How are we? It's Lesley, Not Quite Enough Distance vlog. Hope everyone's okay. Thank you for all your comments and your thoughts on last week's vlog. Yes, we'd been in the storm and it delayed everything. Well, it got more interesting. Well, actually it got less interesting. The following day, so Saturday, himself wanted to go to watch football, which is in London. Trains were not working as normal because things had fallen on the lines in the storm, that sort of thing. So I, in my mad foolishness, said, well, do you want me to drive you anywhere? And the nearest place was just over an hour away. I wasn't thinking of driving you that far, but it was kind of the only place he could get a train from, so I thought, okay. So I drove him there, and as I dropped him off, I said, look, unless your only option is walking home, I'm not picking you up, because we were assuming by then that a replacement bus service would be in place, because even though, you know, you would hope that after that many hours things would get organised. Well, that was a triumph of optimism over experience, because I then got a call, I got a text saying he was leaving London, so fine. Then got a call to say he was at another town, which was kind of quite close to where I dropped him off, kind of 2 stops down the line. No buses. So I'm going to have to come and get you then, aren't I? So, and what had happened, there were engineering works on another bit of line locally, and the company that provides the replacement buses had them all committed to looking after customers on that line. So the people on himself's line were all a bit snookered. And because he used to commute to London every day, he got to know a lot of the guards. So he was chatting to one of the employees, and they were saying that there was a replacement bus, just the one, for trainfuls of people, or trains full of people, and they didn't quite know where it was at that moment. It could have been anywhere between point A and point B. So it was certainly a lot easier for me to say to him, I'm going to tell you where to walk to, because then it was somewhere for me to kind of pick him up and head back home. And I'll see you in about 45 minutes. So that's what we did. So yes, there was a lot of time spent in the car on Saturday. Thank you to Storm Eunice. We still don't have a landline working. We lost power for only a couple of hours on the Friday. Internet is still very unreliable. It comes back and then it goes again. We have still got the mini hub that we were sent as a backup, which I think, as I explained last week, is a router that runs off a mobile network rather than off a landline network. So that's been working. I've actually been quite impressed by the reliability and the speed and the scope of that. Because I am someone, there's a meme that goes around that says, you know, my brain is like my computer, 13 tabs open, I don't know what half of them are, and where's that music coming from? That's me. That sums me up pretty well. So I've been a little more careful about the number of tabs I have open and how many devices I've got on at the same time and that sort of thing, but have been pretty impressed by how that mini hub has worked. So that's reassuring, because we have mobile phones, so we can call people. We just let people know if you need to get hold of us, ring the mobile. So yes, the landline's still not working, but I'm able to work and we're able to kind of communicate with the people we need to. So, oh, it's all been fun. All this for a bit of breeze. Thankfully, no damage to the house or anything like that. A little bit of, I mean, our garage, I'm surprised it's still standing anyway, so a little bit of that's fallen down, but yeah, that's not a surprise to anyone. Quite a few trees down locally. I know a friend of mine, trees come down, managed to miss the house, but took out the greenhouse and part of the garage, I think, so they've got that to deal with. There were sadly some fatalities as well. The last time I saw it reported, I think there were 4 deaths in the UK, and obviously that is 4 too many. Really sad to read that. What can you say? So yes, the weekend was largely spent driving himself to and fro. Sunday the weather wasn't too clever, so it was just a kind of day at home, which is the kind of day I like. Since then it's been work, nothing very exciting. I have a shawl blocking at the moment, which I hope to show you by the end of the week. The little shawl, the one skein shawl I was making for a friend's birthday. Managed to get that finished, so that's good. And just plodding on. Friday evening, so you'll hear about it next week. We're going to a concert. If you remember a band called Hue and Cry, I'm a big fan. And they're performing actually at one of the towns I drove to on Saturday with himself. So we're going to see them, so that will be good. I'm looking forward to that. Haven't been to a concert for a long time. Probably about 3 or 4 years actually. Fingers crossed we have another one next month, which I'll tell you about nearer the time. And that's kind of it for this week, so I'll catch up with you later in the week. Cheers everyone. Watch as I fall down a new rabbit hole. This one's got nothing to do with yarn. Very yarn light week this week. Not sure quite why that is. I've still got my knitting mojo. I've just been doing other things as well. So I spoke recently about bullet journaling. Now I know some people have been doing it for years. It does seem to be a thing that's kind of catching the moment. It does feel like the world and his wife are bullet journaling at the moment. I never want to miss a bandwagon. So am I. I was using a notebook. I haven't bought notebooks, the dotted ones. They look fabulous, but I've got a lot of notebooks, so I thought I would use what I have. I also have this book cover, which I bought in Ireland some years ago, and I rather like it. So rather than try to put a book in, which you can get, but it's not quite standard, or not standard of any of the books I've got anyway. So I had a soft-sided ring binder. Excuse these scraps of paper. I carry these with me so that if I take a phone message while I'm out, I've got a scrap of paper I can write it on. So I cut down a soft-sided ring binder, and this is my bullet journal. And I started off very sensibly. I just need a pen and a ruler, and I have a pen and a ruler. Then I decided to get some stencils. I haven't gone down the sticker route, I haven't gone down the stamping route. Yeah, I mean I do have some stuff I can use for stamping because of other craft hobbies I've had in the past, but I haven't done the stickers. I'm not really a stickers person, so that I probably won't. But my pen purchasing has increased somewhat, and I bought some stencils so that I can do kind of fancy fonts. So you can see here, you know, February 22, that kind of thing. Then recently I was sent an item, and it came with a card, and the card had an embossed edge, and I thought, I was really taken with it. I thought that's really pretty. Now that one, I don't know if the person had made the card themselves or if they'd bought it somewhere. It had an embossed edge and it had a shaped edge as well, so presumably this was done on some kind of die-cut printer, an embossing machine, fancy thing. But I just was rather taken with this. So I thought, wonder how easy it is to do embossing, because I have lots of plain cards, so I wonder how difficult that is, a process. YouTube, as we know, is a mine of information, and it occurred to me that without getting a single piece of additional equipment, not a gadget have I bought, can we believe it, I actually could start doing stuff already, because I have stencils, and I do have some plastic ones, but I've tried to go for metal ones because there's enough plastic in the world. So I have stencils, and I thought, well, what can I use as an embossing tool? Because basically you're pushing paper through the holes in the stencil. Yeah. And there are two things that I have here. One is polymer clay tool. So I haven't used polymer clay for quite a while, but I still have the tools. So here is such a thing. And of course, if you're looking for a long pen-like tool, we all have quite a few of these. Now this is potentially a bit too sharp, because when you look at the embossing tools, they have a slight ball on the end to give a slightly sort of softer, and presumably to make sure you don't go through the paper and so forth. So I have fallen down the rabbit hole of embossing cards. Now, because these are white on white, and with the light in this room, this is really not going to show up, so I'll try and put a couple of pictures in here. I've only done a few. I only started yesterday, so, you know, it's... I haven't done my 10,000 hours yet to create expertise status, but I'm rather pleased with how they've turned out. And I think they're making very usable cards, which with a bit of calligraphy, or the stencils for the lettering, I could make some quite nice cards out of these. So welcome to the latest rabbit hole. I don't need another craft in my life. But this isn't craft, this isn't just making cards as I need them. She lied. Oh, there reaches a point, I think, if you're a crafter, where you do end up with a lot of gear that you don't use much, but you can find it has many uses. And I'm rather pleased that these stencils, I did feel I wasn't entirely comfortable with myself for buying, because I thought, do I really need these? No, I don't really need them. Do I really need 3 cupboards of yarn? Of course not. But the fact that I have found another use for them has made me rather happy. So, people that I know will now be getting hand-embossed cards. Oh, it's fun, isn't it? Playtime. Hello, lovelies. I said I had a shawl blocking, and here it is. This is the Adulis shawl by Caroline Dick, and I made it from Wall Kitchen merino silk. I'll go through all the details in the month-end podcast, which is this weekend, but I'm showing it back to front. The main body is guard stitch, it doesn't make a difference, but the edging has a right and a wrong side, and I'm very pleased with it. So I will tell you all about it tomorrow. Cheers. Hello, lovely. How are we? Oh, buzzing screens. Are we well? It's Friday. Our internet came back on Wednesday. Arrived home from a ceremony to find men in vans all around the street. So that's all been sorted, thankfully. So Wi-Fi and landline back, usual operation. And another week is done. I hope you're all okay. I hope if you've been without power that it's back. Some people have been without water because of the storm, so I hope everyone's okay and kind of back to as they should be. And that you've got some of this sunshine. It's quite lovely here today. I don't know how warm or cold it is. I haven't ventured out, but it's certainly nice and bright, so that's good. Off to a concert this evening. Never stop looking for Linda. That will make me happy. And that's probably the most exciting thing this week, because that is quite exciting. Haven't been to a gig for a while, so that's all good. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good week. I hope you have a fun week planned. And if you watch the podcast, I'll put that up tomorrow. If you watch the vlogs, I'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your comments. Lovely to have you here. So you take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.